1, 2, 3. It's Eden Village Homestead, 'cause we're home instead.
Oh, hey everybody. This is Yoni Stadlin, the founding director of Eden Village Camp, where we're home instead of camp. But we're still finding ways to connect to the land, connect to ourselves, and connect to each other. I am feeling it with you. And today we are going to be whittling with a knife. I'm going to be teaching the adult near you how to whittle with a knife, a yad, a pointer for reading from the Torah. Now, why is whittling a great skill to learn? So that you can learn how to make just about anything out of wood. Okay? You want to make a thing, anything, a cup, a spoon, a chair, a boat. You know, this skills you're going to learn here are going to help you along the way. Jewishly, this is a old school Jewish ritual object. It's the pointer. Yad means hand. We're not actually making your body another hand. We're going to be making a pointer to read from the Torah, because you wouldn't want to just stick your finger on it and smudge the ink. The people that made the Torah, instead of printing it on a printer, not allowed, not kosher. They actually use animal skin and put together ink. It's very Merlin-esque. And it's on the scroll. They do it the old way, the slow way, the careful way, the way with intention. And so similarly, rather than buy a pointer or use somebody else's, I'm going to teach you how to make your own. And I hope that your Judaism is your own, and I hope that your life is your own. So here we go. Materials you're going to need. Really, you need a good attitude, a glove for safety, some wood, and a knife. You want your wood to be a soft wood, ideally a pine, a conifer, an evergreen, usually a soft wood. So I went around the woods and I found these two pieces. Knife-wise, again, I'm teaching to the adult. The adult is going to teach the camper. So adult, you're going to need a good sharp kind of camping knife that is a straight blade, not serrated. But come with me and I'm going to teach you the safety rules for how to use a knife safely. First thing is, you want to be seated. It's much safer to use a knife when you're seated and grounded than when you're standing up or having a dance party. If your dominant hand holds the knife in your right hand, you always want to wear a glove in your holding hand, so that if this knife slips, it doesn't hit your non-dominant hand, so that it actually hits the glove. The second thing is that the knife lives in two places only, in your hand and in the sheath, in the container. You never, I'm just going to put it down on the ground for a minute and I'll be right back. The next thing is, you are responsible for what's called your blood bubble. That means anybody that walks in this space is your responsibility, even behind you. That means, yes, you have to have eyes in the back of your head. And this might be obvious, but when you're cutting wood, your knife has to be the furthest thing from your body so that you don't cut and then cut your knee afterwards. So no, you cut away so that there's no body parts when you release your hand. Knife is the furthest thing from your body. And the last thing, which is probably most important, when using a knife, you need to have your awareness all the way tuned up. Eyes open, awake, aware, alert of your surroundings, of yourself. Do not do this when you're half asleep and not paying attention. And that's how to use a knife safely. Okay, so let's first start by learning the different cuts you're going to want to know how to do. So again, the knife lives in two places. Here it comes out. Nobody's in my area. First one is the regular whittling cut, which is you just long stroke it. We call it the long stroke.
The long stroke. Woo!
The two ways that you can change this, you can think about what angle am I cutting at. If you're too flat, you're going to skim right off the top. If you're too straight up and down, you're not going to cut anything. So find your angle, and also think about where on the knife are you cutting. Are you cutting using the tip? That might be kind of hard. So it's usually better to cut right in here where the knife's thicker. So that's the long stroke. Second stroke I want to teach you is place your knife right in here. Your wrist is connected to your sternum, and pull the wood. Oops, I forgot my glove. Sorry, I forgot all my rules. So you lock it in here and you can pull the wood and leave the knife. Okay? And the third cut is the notch cut. This is the most advanced. Make sure you can see this here, which is where you actually put the knife up to the wood and you use your thumbs behind it. And you just press, and that's how you can make a divot. It's a notch. You can see that little knot in there, and you can flip it up and down. That's the divot. That's if you want to make a line, and we're going to need that divot to make this yard in here. So that's if you want to get in there, you just put your two thumbs behind. You're using the thickest part of the blade in here. You just can divot in, go upside down, and just take out little chunks. You can even rock it back and forth inside there. So those are the three big cuts. The long one, pull it through, and the little notch with your thumbs behind it. Right there. So let's get started on making our yard. And you really want to start by looking at the wood and seeing, I've got two pieces here, say, what is the wood telling you? Where does the yard want to be? These pieces actually have fingers that are kind of pointing already. So, oh, look here. Maybe that'll be the hand. You can hold on right here. You want to look out for knots. This piece right here is going to be kind of hard to cut through. There's so many ways to make this here. Okay, so it found me, I found it. This is going to be the finger pointing up. This is going to be these fingers right here. It's going to be right in here. And then I'm going to cut out a wrist. That's basically it. And then we're going to smooth out the rest. So first I'm going to smooth out the rest. So I'm just going to do some long strokes. Okay, so you can see in just a bit of time, it's already looking like a much cleaner piece of wood. And I just did a whole bunch of long strokes. And now I'm going to cut out a wrist. I'm going to use that notch move. And I'm going to put a wrist in here. I want to leave a little bit more room up top because this is a big theme in whittling. You can always cut more later. But once you cut a piece off, you can't really add more wood to this. So I'm going to leave it here and make the hand a little bit bigger, but I'm going to make a ring for the wrist right here. That's going to help give it that shape of an arm or a hand. So watch me do the notch move with my thumbs. Okay, so we just did a whole bunch of notching out the wrist, which gives it some nice shape. Again, listen to the wood. Listen to your heart, listen to the wood. And then the last piece of design, and I could keep going and dig that in a little deeper, is I'm going to really try to turn this into a hand by getting one finger. You can kind of see this is a little bit already in that shape, but I'm probably just going to make this finger a little bit smaller and rounder. It is not meant to be a sword. It's meant to be a yod or a wand. So I'm going to try to round out that tip and make this part a little bit thinner, and then we'll have a nice yod for reading the Torah. Well, that was really fun to make. I'll tell you, when you start, you don't always know what it's going to look like. I really fell in love with a nice little curve. Can you see that in there? That sweet little curve that the wood showed me. It's really a sweet spot. And I really like these knots that kind of show you some more of the wood and this inside piece. And then, if you want, at the end, you can grab some sandpaper, if you want to make it nice and smooth, and just rub it up and down to make it nice and soft. And you can do that. There's all kinds of different sandpapers. And then at the end, if you want to, you can paint it or varnish it. There's all kinds of things to coat it. And then when I go to read Torah the next time, I'm going to take this yad with me. And it's going to be a really special experience. Thank you all so much for watching. And remember, this video is for the adults that is supervising this activity. So do it safely, and bring it to the Torah next time you read it. Bye, everybody.